Big box filled with lots of crap. All the way at the top, we got some Googan braid. I gotta crack it immediately, guys. I gotta see if this stuff is junk out of the package. This is a cool looking bait, guys. Have you used the Super NATOs? Let me know. Let me know down below. I'm curious. I've never used them. I'm gonna show this to my fiance. She's like, "Oh my god, it matches my nails." Actually, I think I might come close to matching her nails today. Oscar B from Australia, where you at, bro? You wanted me to match the nails and shit. Can never have enough balls, guys. Can never have enough balls. Gentlemen, ladies, and anyone in between, I welcome you all to some much-needed unboxing therapy, at least for myself. I'm literally filming this video while the comparison video of the brand spanking new, yet-to-even debut Daiwa BG-MQ video is rendering in Premiere Pro. And yeah, that took a long time. That was about 80 hours. And I had to dodge lightning storms and avoid filming so my equipment didn't fry. And then we had the hurricane and all that kind of jazz. And I'm also going to be comparing the brand spanking new $180 Procyon AL. And I'm going to be comparing it to the Shimano Stratic. At $180 versus $200, this brings a lot to the table. This is a really nice reel. Even if you don't like red on your reels, which I'm not the biggest fan of, the color combination is spectacular. The bright, glossy silver that they put on the limited edition Tatula, if you remember that one that came out for a short period, that 3000. Well, anyway, I have in this box $500 worth of non-fishing reels from Tacklewarehouse. This is single-handedly the biggest Tacklewarehouse order that I've ever purchased. And it's all because of you guys. All the money that you guys contribute through channel memberships and Patreon and the Tackle Advisors tip jar, I just splurged. And yeah, so this will give you an insight in terms of how I go about my time on the water. This is all freshwater bass related stuff, so if you guys are looking for saltwater information, there's no saltwater crap in here at all whatsoever. So, with that being said, let's crack this puppy. And it arrived on time. So that's rare these days with the coronavirus screwing up shipping all over the country. And I'm going to pull this. This is the packing slip. It has my information on it. You don't need to see that unless you want to stalk me. I got enough of them. And their packing tape is throwing me for a loop here. So, yeah. Big box filled with lots of crap. All the way at the top, we got some Googan braid. I gotta crack it immediately, guys. I gotta see if this stuff is junk out of the package. It doesn't feel that bad. Or is it run-of-the-mill stuff? Doesn't feel as slick as Power Pro Super Slick V2. Just giving it an initial run through my fingers. Doesn't seem to be bleeding any dyes or pigments, and I'm pinching it pretty good. That's a good sign. Doesn't feel like anything otherworldly. It feels pretty round and smooth and thin for 30 pound, but that's Super Slick V2, guys. If you haven't fished it yet, that's the braid to beat if you want an 8-strand. So I'm going to get this box off the table now, and I'm just going to plop stuff on there as I go. Picked up some Rage Tails that look like the, what is that, new beaver bait that just says like almost like a flat body with the twin tails. Got that. Picked up some leather baits. This is what I was excited to see. How do these come in the package? Are they dry? Do they need to be moistened? How flappy are they? They're fairly dry and stiff, which is to be expected, to be honest. And when I say stiff, it's not like gelatinous like a pork rind in a jar would come. So this is perfect. This is nice. And strong as hell. I can't even try to tear that. So I got a bunch of these. We'll be coming across those as we go along. Because my night bite here in New Jersey, and from what I've been hearing from multiple people, Roger from Cooking and Fishing also keyed me in onto the people he's been seeing on the message boards, have been saying that the night bite in New Jersey has been way off. And I'm seeing a lot of small bluegill high up in the grass. And I'm hoping that maybe this little guy here, reasonably priced Savage Gear, Weedless, lightly weighted bluegill swim bait, will do the trick when I'm fishing the grass that just kind of meanders along the surface and the bluegills just kind of hang out high up in the weeds. Hopefully that'll work. I got some Super Swimmer Juniors from Bruiser baits. This has been a go-to for me. I've been fishing these for years. Thank you, my buddy Jim, for turning them on to me, or turning me onto them. And years now, that's been the top producer in the rivers and lakes for me, for my local area. And I'm going to give these guys another go. I went with some of their introductory baits. The packaging blows. Like when I open this up, I'll open it up on camera. I hope it doesn't rip the packaging. It rips like right here. So even if you're careful with it, see how you got to separate it? This is the first bag out of 6 that didn't tear completely open. I'm pleased to see that. I got some fishingskirts.com skirts because I'm a big fan of tying jigs. I have a couple more in here, different colors. I like purple in my stuff, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of anything with a UV flash or purple. Get that out of the way. I'll probably have a couple more in there. Save money. Buy your jig heads and tie your own skirts. Ah, so there's a little connecting tab. Yeah, this is the big show. This is a new jig trailer, I guess is what they're making you think it's supposed to be used for. It looks like a twin-tail grub, but it has a nice elongated body with that signature Kitech ribbed bulky section. Do they smell nice? Ooh, they smell kind of stinky. Okay, and this is the Houdini Shad color. I'll give you a closer look. I'm rushing through this because there's a lot to go through. This is my color pattern. That red flake with like a greenish over a pearlish belly. That's a good color for me. Here's another one of these creature hogs from the Powerbait Max Scent. I don't know about you guys. Powerbait still catches a lot of fish for me. OSP, Do Live, SS Gill. Again, targeting bluegill high up in the grass with a slow falling presentation that doesn't get me dug in. And a little bit different than I thought. I thought I can rig it like this and it would be symmetrical, but it's kind of got that keeled body. Almost like a soft plastic buzz frog. Super stinky. You can see it's got some scent applied to the outer edge of the plastic. Nice clamshell. If you guys haven't fished the OSP stuff, Do Live or the Dolive, D-O-L-I-V-E shads, like 5-inch. They look almost like a Senko with a whatchamacall, a little appendage. Awesome baits on a 5/0 wacky hook. They have an awesome flutter on the fall. Now, I need to compare these. I ordered these a year ago, and they never came in, unfortunately. This is the newest from Owner in their Weedless wacky hooks. I'm a big fan of the Decoy Heavy Cover Finesse HD. I tried virtually every single Weedless wacky hook on the market, and the Decoy Heavy Cover Finesse HD checked all the boxes over all the brands out there. I tried almost every one of them. I was super excited when Owner announced their titanium weed guard version, because the one that had the fiber, the black weed guard with the little red thread and the olive drab colored hook, the weed guard, after it would get moist and it's just saturated after you're fishing it for a while, would just get real floppy and fail. This looks like it's an excellent hook design. This is the size 1, which will work perfectly with your 5-inch Senkos. Size 1 is perfect. Size 1.0 if you're only looking to target largemouth bass. If you're looking to pick up smallies and such, you want to go with the size 1. Size 1.0 is a good all-rounder for specifically targeting largemouth bass. So I do special types of rigs, so I don't just fish these as they are in the package or come out of the package. I hang some tungsten off of them and I call it the Scooby-Doo rig, and I don't use weighted wacky hooks as a result of that. Santone jig heads. They looked cool. I just figured, why not? I'm a big fan of tying my own jigs. This looked like it had an interesting head design. Stout hook. Looks to be a mustad. Sharp. Okay. Oh, these are the new Decoy Nico rig hooks. If you guys haven't used Decoy hooks, Decoy makes some of the most intelligently designed hooks on the market. They make some of the strongest split rings. Stronger, at least for my experiences, in the sizes that I've used, than the Owners. Oh, it even comes with... Does it really? It even came with a couple of their open eye swivels. These things are money, guys. I didn't even know that they came with this. These here, these open eye swivels, they're expensive. And you can do tons of things in terms of alternative methods of rigging with those swivels. And it came with a pair of them. Look at that. I'm happy. Bonus nachos. And this is the hook itself. Has like a translucent, almost like a heat shrink type tubing. I'm willing to bet they just took an iron clamp and just squished it down around the shank for rigging. So you're going to thread it through, you stick the hook eye out, and boom, it sits in the middle of the bait, pops out, and you're good to go. Looking at these already, I think these might have been a waste of money. These are the leather baits. I think these are the finesse worms. I thought they were going to be a little bit more substantial than this, guys. So that's $10 down the drain. I don't know what I'm going to use this for. Tacklewarehouse shirt. We got us a t-shirt made out of cotton. We like our cotton t-shirts, boys. No, we don't. We like performance fabrics. That's all I wear. It's the 90s, guys. Hypercolor and performance fabrics. Oh my, what is going on here? Have you ever had a RoboWorm package where they're all like glued together? Okay, I was worried there for a second. I want a little bit of flash on the tail. So, I got that one. 6-inch straight tails, a staple in every bag. If you want a finesse worm, been fishing RoboWorms for decades now. 5.0 owner twist lock, not light. They're standard. Comes with a heavier gauge hook. If you want a little bit further, a little bit faster fall rate, if you're fishing stouter tackle and heavier cover, and you really want to smash hook sets on braided lines, these are the hook of choice versus the lighter gauge wire, which I think I also have in here somewhere. Another package of the Max Scent Berkeley Power Baits, just because I like the colors. We got a Leather Baits chunk trailer with a little bit of a Sharpie mark on there. I'm just kidding. I don't give two shits about that. These, I'm curious how they're going to work out. I'm going to soak them in some squid oil. Big Bite Baits Squirrel Tail Worm. I don't know of many better finesse worms. This thing just crushes for me. I Scooby-Doo rig, which I showed you earlier, mentioned earlier, where I hang a tungsten weight off of this, and I just nose hook these baits down here. And that floating tail, when the smaller fish aren't chewing it off, it floats straight up, and it's one of the most productive baits I've ever used when it comes to smallmouth bass. And it weeds out big fish, too. The big fish, when you're bottom bouncing that in current, oh my God. I don't even know what it just cracked open. It's another, oh, it's a Boss Outdoors. These are Boss football heads. I love Boss stuff. I bought this one because I like the hook design. I don't often use a non-standard J hook that had more of a, this has more of a kale design. So, got some football heads. Again, I tie a crap ton of jigs. And another package of skirts and skirt material. This looks like it's like a green pumpkin with a laser green flash. Now, you can get the Boss stuff directly from fishingskirts.com. That's where I usually get them from. Did I get 2 packages of Googan braid? Oh, no. I got 2 packages of this stuff. I didn't mean to. Oh, well. Another RoboWorm pack. Same color as we saw before. Another color of Sandtone. Are these like a swim jig? There are so many different styles of heads for swim jigs. I don't even know. These look like they just come through nicely, and when you're making contact with bottom, they'll kind of, as you're dragging them along, this will make contact a little bit differently and unilaterally kick it around. And so we got the owner Weedless wacky hooks. Now we had to get the Gamakatsu Weedless wacky hooks. And I'm, again, very curious of the differences. I don't need them, because I'm very happy with my Decoy heavy cover finesse HDs, but wow, that's a strong weed guard. And I know you can trim all your weed guards, so the longer the weed guard generally, the easier they'll collapse because it's a longer lever to compress against the angle here where it's anchored. So the longer, so if you push from in here, it'll be stiffer. And it also looks like it's a little bit heavier Nitinol wire gauge, so. Seems to be similar in size and gape. Cool. 4.0 twist locks. And you motherfuckers have never fished these. I guarantee it. How many of you guys out there have actually put time on These rattle traps, these are floating rattle traps. These are some of the most effective baits on the planet that nobody knows that even exist. They cast like a potato chip, but guys, they crush. And they actually come with some decent hooks this go around. If you're like me and you bought the other ones that had the old ass tinned and mustads that were junk, these look like they have some KBD triple grips on them, which are standard in my book. Excellent, excellent lure. Doesn't get too deep. It will float back to the surface. You have a better depth control in shallow water. And again, in the summertime, when those the weeds come up to the surface and you're trying not to get bogged down too much, the floating rattle trap, that's your friend right there. And silicone grippers. These aren't what I expected. I was planning on, see how they have the skirt tied off here? I was really trying to make some puff balls with these. I've used it on other stuff. I'll make a video separating that at a later date, but that's what I was planning on using these for. And I think there's a different size in here. So these are the medium. I don't know if there's a smaller or larger. Hopefully there's a larger one. So I'm going to put this here right in front. And yeah, get these out of the way because these will get lost. Mustad Fast Atch clips. I live and die by the Fast Atch. My favorite clips in freshwater. I go through however many trips that I do when I break off and retie. I probably go through about 3 or 4 packs of each size, and size 0 and size 1. Picked up some size 3s just to do some fun stuff. And I generally speaking, I'm only using the size 0 and size 1s for freshwater, smallmouth, and largemouth. These will work better for some of your bigger swim baits. Excellent clip, very compact, easy on, easy off, and you'll never drop a bait. I like these better than Decoy, even though I love Decoy and their tournament tackle as much as the top tier stuff on the planet. So yeah, Mustad Fast Atch is the shit. Been using them for 5 years now, and that's all I use. Another Decoy cool thing. If you remember the Paychex nose jobs, remember that? Remember those things that had a little black bead in the center with a clear cup around it, so you can have kind of like that little squirmer bait type deal? That's what these are. Almost like they're the little poppy things. A little bit softer material. It's like a heavy gauge silicone. We're going to see how these work out for us. We're going to play around with some rigging methods for that. More of the Decoy Nico rig hooks. Put the hooks over here. Savage Gear. We like Savage Gear over here at Tackle Advisors. They make some good quality stuff. Not everything's the best, but these are the Pulse Tail Baitfish LB, 4-inch, 7/8 of an ounce, 24 gram. It's patent pending. It's weedless. It comes with a rigged body and a spare. How's it smell? It smells like spray paint. Whatever the paints and dyes they use on the soft plastics, it has that familiar scent. That's a heavy boot tail. That's going to thump pretty good. And again, nighttime, high up in the grass, bluegills are hanging out there. That's the profile I'm going for. I have a couple of the Huddleston weedless grass minnows that I dropped a giant the other night. That was the only big bite that I had, and that's what I go for. I only care about the one bite a night, and that was the one. And unfortunately, wrapped me up in a tree that I didn't know existed in 3 foot of water. More squirrel tail worms. Now here's a bait brand that I've never used before, V&M. And keeping along that profile, that deep-bellied profile of bluegill, like young of the year, 2-inch, 3-inch bluegill that had the kind of the deep body to hang up high in the grass. That's what attracted me to this. And it smells nice. Has like that familiar squid scent. Really soft bait. This is a nice bait, guys. This is a really soft ribs on it. Super soft. Really nice pores too. I never really knew much about V&M other than their jigs. And just to give you an idea, see how consistent they are. Wow, that's a nice feeling. These feel as good, if not better, than some of the Q-Tech products. And this is the color Electric Shad. And I think I got more than one color. Yes, I did. I also got Rainbow Shad. The colors look similar on Tacklewarehouse, but this is more in line with that Super Swimmer Junior color I had. You can see this is the bottom one's rainbow, the top one's electric. A little more green, a little less blue fleck, like that neon UV fleck. So soft. So nice. These are nice baits, guys. Give these guys a shot. I don't know how they're going to swim. I don't know if I can rig them on a 4.0 or a 3.0 owner twist lock without any weight. But we're going to find out. We're definitely going to find out. And we got some more leather baits. I'm probably going to be using this one the most on my jigs, to be honest. This one looks pretty good. We have no idea how they're going to work, to be honest, guys. We just hope that they don't suck. And because I tie so much green and purple, I wanted more of a grayish color. And yeah, more stuff from fishingskirts.com, from Tacklewarehouse. I got a pair of VMC welded ringed hooks. I like doing cool things with different types of rigging, and ringed hooks help with that. I'm not the biggest VMC hook fan, but I figured I'd give them a shot with some of their product. I also bought some of their new hybrid treble hooks, and yeah, they don't look like they're anything special. Let's see what these things are all about. VMC hooks, they're sharp. Don't get me wrong, but from a saltwater perspective, they're getting a little dated. Some of their freshwater stuff, their weedless wacky hooks, the weed guard is so strong you can give it to a little kid and not worry about them hooking themselves. So there's certain hooks they do very good things with, and their designs are really good. Certain things are just a little ho-hum. And yeah, so these seem like they have a good good wire strength. So, okay, we'll use these for something. Put them back in a box so we don't have any accidents on or off camera. Schwager Tungsten. Not too many companies offer a traditional ring eye. They always have those drop shot weights that pinch the line. I like these because I can free rig with them. I can basically just, if I'm taking a weightless hooked bait, like a weightless Texas rig bait, clip off that, slide this up the line with a bobber stop up a ways, tie your hook back on, almost like your Texas rigging with your standard worm weight. But it comes from the grass better, offers some different presentation options. You can put it on the hook shank of hooks, which is what I call the Scooby through rig. All sorts of possibilities when you're dealing with that kind of stuff. More ringed VMCs. Because I never in my life have fished this bait from Yamamoto, this is the Zeko Bait, almost like a what was that? That Lunker City, the Texas, whatever the one was, where they had that jointed bait with the natural swimming motion. Similar to that, but it's a Yamamoto, and that's pretty. That's a cool looking color. It shows up. I'm going to show this to my fiance. She's like, "Oh my god, it matches my nails." Actually, I think I might come close to matching her nails today. Oscar B from Australia, where you at, bro? You wanted me to match the nails and shit. And here's some not Senkos. Interesting. Stinky. And looks delicious. We got some EcoPro tungsten nail weights. We ran out or misplaced, one of the two. Floating worms. Not enough of them on the market these days, and it's tough to figure out which ones float and which ones don't. And this is a popular color up here. This is a productive color for me. And when I finally put out a video on the Scooby-Doo rig, basically it's taking some fire line and securing a worm weight, usually about a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an ounce, that far away, or whatever the drop is, make sure it goes past the bend of the hook. So when you're fishing finesse stuff, and if you had a lead head and you smash a hook set, sometimes those fish will clamp down on the lead head itself and you can't move the hook point to get a hook set. But if you have that free swinging weight attached to the hook eye that is below the bend of the hook and below the barb, no matter what, you're moving that hook, so you're going to get a positive hook set. The cool thing, though, is if you take a weighted or a floating worm and you wacky rig it, whichever side's more buoyant is going to float up, forcing the nose down. The weight's always going to stay on the bottom, and you have a Nico rig of sorts. Spectacular way of rigging. I've caught so many giants using that method. And yeah, another pack of 5.0 owners. A larger package of those Decoy versions of their Paychex nose jobs. I'm really curious to see how they work out. Can I put them ahead of a frog, make it a popping frog? More nail weights. Now this, we'll take a second to crack this puppy and talk about this. This is one of the new ICast baits from 13 Fishing. It is the Pathfinder. It's a 110, so it's 3/4 of an inch long, 4¼ inches long, 3/4 of an ounce. Comes with BKK hooks. I'm trying to become the importer in the United States to BKK. Their stuff is ridiculously good. And yeah, razor sharp. Like high-end Kamagatsu sticky sharp hooks from BKK. Excellent stuff. They're tuna grade stuff. They're Titan worm hooks. Holy crap, is it next level. Their split rings are even spectacular. Everything that I've ever used from BKK is top of the line. And this is cool. So it's got a hard section up front with a collapsible soft rear section, and it's got a high-pitch rattle. That's pretty cool. I dig it. It's almost like a bone color too. They came pretty close with matching the soft section with the hard section in terms of the bone color. Another pack of Bruiser baits, another pack of squirrel tail worms, another pack of flappy craw leather baits. There we go. These will be using a lot as well. Nice profile. Let's give you a little closer look at that. I like the matte look. Matte finished baits are so rare nowadays that can be the difference maker. And these leather baits are textured on both sides, so they'll really soak in and hold scent. Got another pack of VMC hybrids. We already went over that Yamamoto. More size 1 owner wackies. And to compare to the Pathfinder, we have the Molix, what is this, a Supernado? I think this has been out for a little bit. Got a dude from New Jersey on here that makes a lot more money than I do. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove that split ring. That's not going to last more than 5 minutes on here. I never like tying direct to split rings. I'll tie to a clip all day, every day. But yeah, a little bit, much slimmer profile. This is a unique looking bait. So this is essentially like your Texas rigging a Senko and just walking it along the surface, crawling it on the grass. It's got the little rubber tail. This is round rubber. It's not silicone. This is a cool looking bait, guys. Have you used the Supernados? Let me know. Let me know down below. I'm curious. I've never used them. We got some Dobbins D-nails. Again, Nico type or yeah, nail weight type things. These will not go all the way or not be inserted all the way into the bait. And you'll be clacking along bottom with those nail weights. They're not tungsten, they're lead. And I did get a second. Oh, no, this is a topwater. I'm sorry. I thought this was another one of those Weedless Savage Gear. This is the DC Glidegill. This is going right up against the live target bluegill. Has a brush tail. Looks really nice. The live target looked really nice. And I've caught some good fish in that live target floating bluegill sunfish kind of thing that they offer. But this feels nice. It doesn't collapse as easily, but it looks like the hook's a little bit more exposed. I don't have to do any modification to it at all. But this squeezing, it feels like it's a much more robust plastic, like a much heavier gauge. And I don't really, is there a weight in here? Yeah, there's a weight. The weight's right here. It's inside the frog, so no chance of that being blasted out. That happens often, right, guys? But yeah, nice soft brush tail. We'll see how this works. It's all about hookup percentage and hookup ratio when it comes to frogs. And the softer the better. I don't mind ripping frogs. They last long enough generally. But if I miss hooks, I get pissed. Ichikawa 5-0. I had to give them a try. They look like they're a good hook. Nice aggressive bend with a long shank ahead of it. Not too aggressive where if if you come across grass, the grass will get hooked in there like it's the bend of the shank. Super stout wire and a slick finish on it. This is a premium hook, guys. Oh, that's sharp. That's sharp. I would not pass these up when you're looking around. Just look at their designs. If the hook design suits your needs, I'd give these guys a try. That's a quality feeling hook. And I got this little stupid thing. Savage Gear TPE Nymph. I don't know why. I don't know if it comes rigged or not. Oh, it does. Ugh. Sticks to the package. Look at this silly thing. Am I going to break it? Okay. So it's a TPE. So it's a thermoplastic plastic laminar. Thermo whatever. It's going to stretch. So it should be a little more durable. Just don't let it touch anything else. I'm going to put this guy aside. But yeah. Feels a little weighty. So she'll get down to business. And then get fouled up because the hook's riding down. Let's see what else we got. We got the large grippers. Okay, these are the Decoy little silicone grippers that I mentioned. I was hoping they'd be a little bit bigger. These will likely be a little more useful for me for tying in skirt material. And some ball rattles. Can never have enough balls, guys. Can never have enough balls. So these just run in line. I don't know if this brand can facilitate it, but you used to be able to drill out the center a little bit more and get them over the barb of a worm hook so you can have an inline rattle on your hook and still be as weedless as possible. So I'm going to play around with this brand. Haven't used these yet. I'm really excited to see what I can do with these. There's some cool rigging methods that I've used with different materials, and I'm hoping that this will do what I want because it might make things easier. Next up, another Googan Squad product. Somehow the guys at Googan Squad learned how to make hooks and charge premium prices. So I thought they just spent all their time fishing. I didn't realize they knew hook wire and coatings and sharpening, and it's a sharp hook, all right. John, look at the size of the barb on that, though. I'm not trying to look for anything to knock them for. I don't like giant barbs. I really don't. I like a low-profile barb, especially in my waters where I get to see the damage I do to the fish that I catch, because I'll come back 6 months later or a year later, and the fish that I pushed the hook through its roof of its mouth into its eyeball, I see that fish now has one eye. And when you're dealing with giant barbs, when they go into the corner where the jawbone hinges, you'll wreck their jaw. I prefer a low-profile barb. And I think that is. Oh, I got another one of these guys, a little bit smaller, Decoy Nico hooks to go along with the trifecta, or to make up the trifecta. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a big order. This was $500 worth of crap. Wasn't even anything that you can spool a line on. And if you look here, here's the new Daiwa Tatula that I'll be comparing. Not the Tatula 300. This is the Lexa 300, the new Win edition. I have the new Lexa 400 HD. I'm going to be comparing it to the old models. I have so much stuff that I'm working on, guys. I have so many braided lines that I'm comparing. I have the brand name LYN line. I have some Hercules. I have this. I have Reaction. I have 4-strand Hercules to compare directly against the Beyond Braid stuff. I got a lot of stuff I'm working on. So, yeah. I thank each and every one of you guys for hanging out for this. This was fun. This is what I needed, because I know I'm going to go back out there, look at my laptop. It's going to be at 70%, and it's going to finish up. I'm going to go look to see how long, just load it up in this VLC video player just to see if it rendered properly. I'm going to start skipping through from like 1 minute to 10 minutes to 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and then it's going to show that it's an hour and a half long, but then the rest of it's going to be black. And then I'm going to have to re-render it, and it's going to be frustrating because it's going to tie up my laptop for another 3 hours, because 4K high bitrate filming footage, 100 megabytes a second, that's a lot of gigabytes. Like the raw file of just the video that I shot, which was about 1 hour and 10 minutes long, was 90 gigabytes. So it's got to process all the adjustments I made, post and all that kind of stuff, and it's a 90 gigabyte file. So I really hope that it's not corrupted when I go back there and check it out. I really do. And that about ends it. That's the fiance calling. So guys, thank you very much. I will see you soon. Later.